The Republican crowd there overwhelmingly booing Lake just 4 days after the tape leak and 3 days after DeWit resigned, after being threatened with the release of even more damning tapes. Unlike DeWit, Lake knew she was being recorded when she, quote, valiantly rejected his alleged bribe in exchange for Lake dropping out of the race.
Is there a number at which
I can be bought?
not be bought?
That's what it's about.
You can take a pause for a couple of years.
No.
And then go right back to what you're doing.
No. 10 million, 20 million, 30, no. A billion, no.
DeWit doesn't come off well in any of this. He was apparently offering her a job, which may not be that far out of left field, because according to financial documents, we now learn that Lake worked for DeWit from April 2021 to March 2023, making over $100,000 in an advisory role for a political campaign company where DeWit was the CEO. And that may offer a little more context for what Jeff DeWit was inferring on the leaked audio when he relayed a message from people who were looking to buy Lake out of the race.
This is back east. There are very powerful people that want to keep you out.
I know they do.
But they're willing to put their money where their mouth is in a big way. So, this conversation never happened.
This is crazy, though. They should want me. I'm a great candidate. People love me. These people are corrupt.
Well, maybe you're right.
Look, let's be clear. None of this makes DeWit look good. But after the cold shoulder that Lake received from Arizona Republicans this weekend, it was actually DeWit who took the victory lap, saying, I hope that the overwhelming mountain of boos Lake got from the almost 2,000 Republican voting members of the state party helps her realize that the party needs and wants unity, not secret and edited recordings. Lake's camp issued a response. DeWit had to resign in disgrace because he attempted to commit bribery. No one cares what he thinks. Joining us now is Gina Swoboda, the newly elected Arizona GOP chair, succeeding Jeff DeWit. Thanks so much for coming on the program. Appreciate it. I bet you didn't think you were going to get your job this way.
I sure didn't. I wasn't looking for this job, Dan, but you step in when the call comes, and that's what I did.
Now, you were on stage when Kari Lake was booed by fellow Arizona Republicans over the weekend. Is it fair to say that Kari Lake is not that popular right now amongst Arizona Republicans?
No, I don't think that would be a general assessment. So the people that are at these meetings are the most fired up part of our base. They're the most active amongst the grassroots. And I think part of what happened here is 2 weeks earlier, there was the county election for Maricopa County. And a slate that was endorsed by Kari won that election. And then the state committee meeting, which is the one that we're talking about, that elects the chair and the other officers, had a different idea about who should be elected.
Okay.
And it's interesting, really, because Kari endorsed me and Kari also endorsed the other slate. So I think just Republicans in general are strong individualists. You know, we don't follow marching orders, and we're not all going to follow the same drumbeat. So when people start to get engaged kind of inside the party, this is what's going to happen. We get it out in the family, so to speak, and then we move forward together.
Do you think this was a bribe by Jeff DeWit?
I can't comment on what Jeff was thinking. I was the third vice chair for a year with Jeff. I'm aware of what Kari has said. The tape certainly doesn't sound good, I think is the way you put it, right? Yeah. I'm not a lawyer. I would defer to you as a legal analyst to tell me what constitutes bribery.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to answer that question. I think it didn't sound good, and I think the perception is that maybe there was something untoward about it. Some people might think that's just politics, but you can hear from the commentary we're getting, including the commentary from you yourself. That,
yep. Look, there's no doubt that this was not a good look for DeWit. But it's also not a good look for Kari Lake to basically be saying, you step down or there's going to be more that comes out. I mean, that's some ugly stuff.
Was that confirmed? Because
that's what Jeff DeWit says.
Okay. Yeah. I've not had that discussion, and I've never seen any kind of confirmation about that. So I'm never really sure how much is people building on. I will say this. I was proud to be elected by the overwhelming majority of members of the Arizona Republican Party that are members of that committee. And what I'm going to focus on now is winning. We have the borders open. People are choosing between gas and food. We're having our inter-party elections. And once they're done, we've got to move forward. Our primary in Arizona is August 6th. Our presidential preference is March 19th. Once we have those candidates locked in, that's really when we get together and kind of move forward. But I get it, you know. And look, it's not an ideal situation. It would be great if we didn't have like this kind of discontinuity in the middle of the most important election of our lifetimes. But at the end of the day, we've got to win, and that's what I'm going to focus on.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.